And the fact that the woman is a major focus here and issues about the young girls and the women that they go through, part of it is gender-based violence.
Yeah.
How can you explain gender-based violence in a nutshell, maybe, you know, with the kind of times we are in? Statistics say that there is increase in gender-based violence currently.
Yeah.
Does it worry you as a woman, and how do you feel in the first place?
Yeah, definitely it worries me. First, gender-based violence is the harmful action towards someone depending on the gender, not necessarily to be the woman, though a woman is much in the focus right now, experiencing. So there are causes for that, a lot of causes. Right now, when we're in this crisis, the corona crisis, so due to different reasons, things are there. And I'm worried because once our women are not educated about it, they won't know how to go about such experiences at this time.
Right. And I'm getting a picture here of, you've mentioned about gender-based violence being a harmful happening to maybe about your gender, particularly speaking about the young girls. You were telling me that there is a time at which you underwent it in yourself. You went through it yourself.
Yeah.
And maybe you can take us back, what was it and how did it happen? How did it affect you?
Yeah, actually, it has been an occurrence of events, and I wouldn't even tell it out to my parents. They just saw me one day like trending everywhere on the TV, and they were like, why are you not saying? Because when ladies undergo such things, they don't like sharing it out. See, some of them feel like it's quite a shame or something, so they can't stand out for themselves. So I might share some two occasions. First, I used to work for some governor. I'm not gonna say the name. Yeah, I used to work for him, and that was my very first time when it happened.
Working as
the financial department in his office. So I was asked to come to Mombasa and supervise Mombasa since my family is in Mombasa. So I came to Mombasa and supervising the field work research. And I came with a certain trainee from Nairobi. So coming this way, one day I was called by the PA of the governor and telling me, there'll be an urgent meeting tomorrow, some important person wants to see you. So I was like, who? Then the following morning I was like, come with Mercy. Now Mercy was the trainee I had from Nairobi. So the PA came, picked us at Nyali Kennel. Then we proceeded to a place where they were doing some costumes, for the swimming costumes. So they're like, are you going to swim? Then I asked the PA, like, I thought it was some serious meeting, like official meeting. They said, I'm not going to swim. So the lady took the costumes. We went to Pantun Hotel, Nyali. So upon sitting there, we ordered food and some drinks were there. So the PA told us, like, let's get to the room. You'll wait for the boss there. So then it clicked to my mind, boss, is it the same boss like I'm thinking? We went to the room, we sat, we were served our meal. So we were together in the room. So when the guy left, the PA, he texted me, like, I don't know, okay, sorry to say, but he texted me like, boss wants a threesome. So I was like, my boss. Like my boss saw it, he could only do that with me. Then later, open the door, the boss is here. So upon opening, I was talking to by then, like my boyfriend. I'm in a fix, because the door is locked, and the other lady was taken to another room. Before that, we were together, so the door was locked and they're using the cards. So I was just telling my boyfriend, like, I'm in a fix, I don't know what to do right now. He used to be abroad by then. So I was video calling, and Moshimiwa noticed. So he took my phone, broke my phone. As he was counting some cash to give me, I told him my salary is enough to get myself another phone. So later they were speaking with the other lady. She was a Kamba. So they were talking, then I don't know, it happened, the lady was taken to a different room. So I was remaining there, and the boss was like I want. So like being so much stubborn and struggling, because the other guy also went, but was just outside the door. Then he called him took me when I was too much stubborn and struggling and thought that I'm making noise. So I was like raising an alarm for that, you see. So I was taken outside and sat. Then I was given some 5,000 shillings. This is your fare. So I left the lady there. For some time, after some time, the lady called me like, I've been given some 10,000 shillings. So I told her like, you fell for it. How? You are just a trainee. I work at the office, and I have done nothing and I have 5,000. You've done something and you have 10,000. You
right.
see, it's not making that sense. So upon finishing the work in Mombasa, I felt like I could no longer work there. So I went back, I resigned my job and came back home like a failure because my dad was like, now you just seated, you're doing nothing.
Right.
Yeah, then the second experience happened again when I received a certain message about the job application thing. So I traveled to Nairobi. When I got to Nairobi, I found like it was a scam or something. So I called my friend, I'm in Nairobi and I don't know where to go right now. Can I get some place to sleep so that I can go to Mombasa the following day? So she was like, I'm not in the house, but my husband is in the house. You can go, the maid is there, wherever. Going there, the maid wasn't there. The husband came and picked me. And he was with a fellow friend. Now, they were police officers, you see. Now, they're there. I need help. It's in the evening. I can go nowhere. I didn't have enough cash on me. So, like they wanted. Now that they are police officers, you can imagine. So, it was that rough. I think the thing that saved me was that the woman, the house help, came and said like, I forgot today was my washing day, so I just came to apologize. I'll come tomorrow in the morning. That's when I just think she saved me. Now, since I didn't have enough money, I had around 150 shillings. So I sat with my phone somewhere. I bought some credit for 50 bob. Then I was texting some guy, online person I've never met. We just talk. I'm at this place. Can you host me for today? Then he was like, I am with Bahati and we are doing a Bahati reality show. So I was like, because I do sing, I was like, okay, I met with Bahati at some dinner of Masi Masika. I think I can go there and find some aid. So I had the 100 bob, so I used it to the place, to the studio. Had nothing when I got there, so they were like sending me away. Then I said, I can't go. Bahati is inside here, I'll just have to sit here. So I sat. After some time, there was a NTV presenter of the program came out and was like, what's happening? So I explained to him. That's when he went and called Bahati. Then Bahati came out. So whenever I was telling out the story, people thought like Bahati had paid me because everything was trending. I didn't know I was on air by then.
Right.
Yeah, so I was just receiving calls, this and this is happening, you've been paid by Bahati, this and all those stuff. So such experiences, when they happen, you can't really tell out the scenes because they hurt a lot. And then you feel like, if I tell my mom like this and this happened, you shy off.
Very true.
Yeah.
Right.
So we get to that extent of just being yourself. You don't have that person to talk to. You just feel like, okay, how do I start like telling it out? Yeah. So it took me much time.
Very true. Now, listening to you carefully with the kind of ordeal you went through twice, so to speak, it makes me think like, do you feel like the young ladies and our girls out there are so much exposed to gender-based violence?
Yes, so much, very much exposed. And I think there was a time I was sharing some table with the Mheshimiwa government spokesman, Mr. Cyrus Oguna, and I was telling him that the trending things about our leaders being blackmailed, it's because when you want me to do something, when you of course you can't marry me or this and that. Our ladies know that when you approach me, you want me to have something with you, definitely you have to give me money. So if you're not gonna give me what I want, what do you expect? And you know, a lot of things push us into these stuffs because there are different types of the violence and whatever the causes. So if you cannot get into what we talked about, what do you expect? So at this time, exactly during this time of the crisis and the economy and everything, that's when a lot of things happen.
Right.
Yeah.
Talking about gender-based violence with our young girls, there are so many factors that are prompting and pushing our young girls to be exposed to issues about gender-based violence. How, handling poverty now, considering this poverty thing, you know, our young girls, maybe they may see they're coming from humble background and they meet somebody who has cash and takes advantage of them. Do you feel poverty is something that we need to have a discussion about in handling and sorting out issues about gender-based violence?
Yes, and it's so much like hurting or painful to see like our leaders can spend a lot of money doing irrelevant issues. And right now, I was seeing some news, like Kilifi, there is no food, this and this, poverty everywhere, but they're not focusing on the major factors that need to be focused on. Again, I walked into a certain place and I found like the boxes of the, what are they called? The boxes of the sure things, whatever, there are lots of them. So I was telling people like, you know, a lot of, the main thing that mostly ladies go through is maybe the pads and whatever, the pads drive, whatever.
Right.
So if one can purchase this stuff at 50 bob, we also have sanitary towels for 50 bob. If the government can spend money on that and giving it for free, why can't the government do this and give ladies for free? Because you can stop having sex, but you can't stop bleeding. Yes.
Very true. So there is need also to have them be given free.
I would really ask the government to do that. Because if they don't do that, you'll get that poor girl going, maybe having an affair with a boda guy or any other person because of the pad. You don't know what drives the lady to do that. Yeah?
Right. We have had this kind of conversations about gender-based violence quite often. I do believe you've been to forums speaking about this matter as well. Do you feel this is a fight that you're not winning? And gender-based violence is something that we'll be seeing all along through our lives?
Yeah, but at least we are trying to curb. You see, the moment we are sensitizing it, the moment we are installing knowledge to our ladies on how to go about it, and when they get into such incidents, what should they do? Where should they run to? Majorly, like right now, even the sensitization is not for the ladies, but for the men, because we ladies are the victims, but men mostly are the ones who are doing that. So nowadays we sensitize to the men more than the ladies. Yeah.
Right. You'll be telling me whether if the men themselves have a role to play in helping out issues about gender-based violence. But coming to you, with the kind of experience you underwent, how hard did it hit you in terms of your mental status, the trauma in itself?
Okay, at first
First, maybe at what age were you? You know, maybe we are speaking something, maybe it happened last year.
No, the first one happened way back in 2017. Then the other one was 2018, 15th February, after the Valentine's, that was the second one. So the first one was 2017, mwisho. Yeah, when okay, much information will expose the governor, and I wouldn't want that, yeah. But huku mwisho, while there was some launching of some party there, yeah.
And talking about the ordeal that you went through, how hard did it hit you in terms of, did it traumatize you? How did you feel as a woman in itself? Personally, you had not to speak to anyone. How did you handle it yourself?
I felt like ile umeonewa, like you just there. And I used to lock myself much in the room because of my dad's noise, like, you're doing nothing, you just sit there, you see. And the moment like I was at work, you used to see some things you can send dad, some cash and all that. But now, having that hard, I felt like, okay, why are these things happening to me? So I felt like there was something wrong with me, see. And I wouldn't want to focus maybe on myself, the way people look at me. But it really hurt me. It took me time. I could, even after that, when my parents saw all that, I didn't even tell them about it. I just continued keeping quiet.
Right.
Yeah.
Why did you keep quiet? You know, that's the biggest problem. You find people going through stuff and they remain silent, and it haunts them from inside. Like
for the first incident, I felt like even if I talk, I can do nothing to the mheshimiwa after all. I can do nothing to the mheshimiwa. So I just had to let it go. though I was hurt and all that, the struggles, whatever. Now the second one too, I was like, how do I go about it? I know no one. So now from that experience, it's when I decided to know, like, these people who have healed from such experiences, how did they go about it? Now from there, once I got the information, I had to get back to the society and enlighten my ladies. And it was successful to help a certain lady till Sai Ali fly abroad due to that, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
If a lady is watching out there and has undergone what you underwent, you know, how did you handle it that you would want them to handle the same?
I want a lady to believe in herself. We are strong. Ladies are very strong, super women. Yeah. So we have the power to.
Najua hizo hashtags.
Not about hashtags, but it's there. Achana na hizo hashtags. But now, like ajikubali too, and to follow the right procedure for everything. Evil, yeah.
The right procedure is to keep it to yourself?
No, the right procedure is first depending on the matter. You should know the stakeholders, which stakeholder you can run to, or the right leaders. Yeah, maybe mzee, maybe whatever. But nowadays we even have problems with our leaders, our mzee, whatever. Because once maybe an incident has happened, maybe my uncle. Amenipachika ujauzito, like that, has gotten me pregnant, then you'll be like, unataka kumfunga your uncle. You cannot do that to your relative. So you're like, okay, anyway, I can't do that to my uncle. So the mama mtaa will just come sit down, talk things out, sameaneni ishe, like that. But now once you've done sameaneni, this lady will either have to keep the baby or forced abortion will have to be there, of which we shall go for forced abortion. You cannot put a child of your uncle. So now that's another thing again. You've harassed me, and then now I have to undergo another forced abortion, you see. Simply because the mama mtaa said this, sameaneni and all that, or maybe someone has given you 20,000 only. So you would imagine like 20,000 is a huge sum to some people, maybe who live in the slums. So some things, even our stakeholders nowadays don't do much, but the lady wants that are going such a thing, maybe go to the feeder or wherever, and things will be sorted out.
Very true.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are quite having a candid conversation here about gender-based violence. And who else can explain this so clearly for you to understand than Vivian herself? Like you have heard, she underwent this ordeal twice, quite traumatizing, she explains, but she had to deal with it, and she's now had to triumph and began the Tabasamu Mombasa. She'll be telling us what they do, in largely so, what are they doing to help out the girl child out there. I do believe you have so much to talk about this topic. You can share your thoughts, share your feedback, get to us. What do you have to say? What can you advise Vivian? What word of encouragement can you give her as we seek to help also a single lady out there who is watching us, and she had to undergo what Vivian had underwent earlier in the days. If supposing you had, Vivian, supposing you had to explain to your parents what you had to go about, what you went through now, if you were to just gain the courage and explain yourself to your parents, how do you feel they could have taken it?
I can't tell their reaction, but at times when my dad used to rather mock me or talk bad, I used to tell them, there'll be a day that you will know what has been happening in my life, because I'm not that person of justifying myself over stuff. So even when I was coming, I just told my mom, there is some interview somewhere, I would like you people to listen. At least it could help me. Like, there's some stuff you cannot tell your parents. Kuna ile aibu, the shame thing, yeah. So I don't know how they'll react. I really don't know. Because it has never happened to anyone in our family. Why? I don't know why. And we don't pray for such things to happen.
Did you ever ask yourself questions like, why me, this whole stuff is happening to me?
Yeah, that's why I said at first I hated myself, and I didn't focus much, maybe the looks or whatever, as how people might have put it. Yeah. Some even say, umejipeleka mwenyewe, or things like that, you know, but you can't tell, because we don't wish such things to happen, and you can't focus on such stuff. Yeah.
Okay. Mostly, it's now looking at the girls who are growing up, the ones who are working, maybe they're in campus, in their colleges, they undergo such ordeals like the likes of yours, and they're not coming out to speak about this matter. Do you feel what needs to be done to bring sanity in our lines of duty? Like, for instance, now you are working and you had to go through it simply because somebody had to text you, come for a meeting, I don't know what. Maybe you can also be called into a lecture room, a lecture hall by your lecturer, and what do you think needs to be done here?
Apparently, I think it depends on the mind of the lady, if you're for it or not. That is first. So that it depends with your morals, kwanza. Now, if there is anyone undergoing that, I think what we can do to them is just the same way, sensitizing and telling them the right part of handling stuffs.
How easy is it? When you're telling the lady to know her morals and, say no to it. Some lady will ask you, how hard is it to say no?
They say charity begins at home, so it depends on how your mother has brought you up. There are people who are ready for that anyway. So and the violence happens.
You want to say kuna mtu mahali anasema nasinikujie hiyo chance?
Allah. Yes, iko. Someone is just waiting, like I told you, people are telling me, like unaacha pesa because you are given 5,000 simply because you didn't do it. What if you would have done it?
We could be speaking in a different language now.
Different language, yeah, because any other time boss wanted someone would come for me because now, and but I don't believe if these people work that way. Ati niwewe leo tena bado kesho, I don't believe in that. But there are people who are looking for that, like nangoja mimi nataka mheshimiwa fulani to give me money.
Have you ever sat down and said, I wish I would have thought twice?
Oh no, never in my life. I'm not materialistic anyway, and I don't.
What do you mean?
I don't just fall for money that easily. I don't know how that is how I was brought up. That is how I was like money, and I don't like favor to favor thing. Okay, I remember there was a time when.
Are you saying just because you're on camera
no,
or what?
My friends know it. My friends, like, they know it. They say I'm a different type of species, by the way. If I don't have, I don't have. If I have, I have. There was a time when I was looking for a job in Nairobi, the CEO of Nakumat, Babusha. That time I was taking my friend for some interview of being a merchandiser. Then he asked, does your friend have some work? Akasema, no. I don't have a secretary here, so she can be a personal secretary. He gave me money for the good conduct and whatever. So I was supposed to report to work on Monday, then called me to meet him at 6:80 on Friday. So now getting there, the man, while you were having a drink, the man just showed me money like 150,000. This is 150,000. You can have it if only you can spend the night.
Okay.
And due to, I'm brought up kwa familia ya Ukristo with the virtues. So I didn't have.
We are talking about 150,000.
Yeah. And I don't have a job in Nairobi, my very first time. I don't have any job. So when I refused, now he trapped my friend. Then my friend got pregnant. Ndo hivyo alishika mimba, and Muhindi, it's very rare kwa Mwafrika. Unaona? Na ndo hivyo alipewa pesa and it is there, this is your life. Tumemalizana hivyo. And that's it. So like I'm telling you, everyone akona motive yake. You want this thing or you don't want. Na sana sana the violence happens to those who don't want.
Do you feel our girls out there have this kind of mentality that you're talking about here? Mentality. Do you feel hiyo ya kukataa vitu?
I think kunao, maybe it's the financial status pushing our ladies. Because I believe if you had everything, rather if you are stable enough, no one will go for such. No one will go for such. There are those ones who do it because we don't have money and we really need money. Again, there are those ones who want a bigger life more than what they can earn. And there is competition, maybe now because my friend is doing this, I also want to live this life. Yeah. But I believe the ladies who have that mentality.
Right. We have men who take advantage of the young girls, particularly those who are coming from humble backgrounds, maybe they're in positions to help out, get somebody a job, but in the long run, they have some kind of ill motives in them. Do you feel, what can you say to such men?
Okay, I don't know even, I don't have even a better name to call them, or rather what to tell them, because okay, these men of ours, boy. But okay, I have no word actually for that. Yeah, they exist, yes, like the favor to favor thing, like I'm telling you, happening. Like, and the chances of you getting the job, by the way, is not, it's maybe 30-70. Huh? Like you might not even get the job, and you've done it. So I think majorly we just need to talk to our girls. Talk to our girls much on that mentality and the take of everything.
Right. And I need to understand how the society, particularly your friends and the people who are close to you, let alone your parents, friends who you were used to work with, they knew you're going to meet Mheshimiwa, and maybe they ask you how did the meeting go. Did you even come out to say what happened, and how did they take it?
Actually, no one knew about it. It was only the Mheshimiwa, the PA, Mimi, and the other chick. So when I heard the news in Nairobi, it means it revolved around there. And I believe the lady won't tell it out. So it's the Mheshimiwa and the PA speaking it out. So it is believed, like our Mheshimiwa, once they do that, it's they tell it out. Like it may happen in that way. You see? So no one approached to ask me. No, they called me like, what happened in Mombasa to Nasikia Navy? I told them I know nothing. And the moment I got to Nairobi, I just gave all the report and I resigned my job. Yeah.
Do the society have a role to play in helping out reduce these cases of gender-based violence?
Yes. The thing is, people blame the society and we forget we are the society. You see? Once you have to, when you want to deal with this thing, you have a certain role to play hata kwa mtoto wa mwingine. Yeah, so you don't have like neglect. Umeona it has happened, so you assume like she's not my kid, ama he's not my kid, so I can do nothing. We are together in this. We need to fight this thing. So once we sensitize this stuff into our kids, mostly the women, that's when we are going to eradicate this thing. Pole pole tu. So we cannot finish it, but at least to be to some other level. Yeah, we won't be talking about it like way back. Yeah, it's going to be a different thing.
Right. And if the society, you're saying it's we who are in the society now, and now you'll find people, something has happened, maybe to a certain lady around us, pengine she's our neighbor, now we share the same village, and you hear that mtoto fulani na fulani amepachikwa mimba na fulani, and we go around speaking ill about the kid, speak ill about the mom, and saying the mom did not bring the girl in the rightful way. Do you feel also those are some of the few things that derail the efforts being made?
Yes, and actually, like a time we had that certain program, and not only the society that needs to be talked to, but even the stakeholders, like I was saying, because utasikia when you go into police station, how the police are harsh and they're arrogant. By the way, utasikia yule mwenye mnasema amebakwa kwa wapi? So now you cannot walk out na imebakwa. You just be there, you cannot show it out because the police said na yule mwenye mulisema alifanywa hivyo. So yule mama amepigwa na bwanake kwa wapi? And there are a lot of people. Sasa you won't go, you'll just be there.
Just come out and say it's me.
You'll just leave, you'll just go home because that's they will shame and everything. So even our stakeholders, they're supposed to be trained on how to handle things. They know, but they're just arrogant. Yes.
Okay. Particularly the police, you say. Did you have any encounter of going to report such a case and you had received and the reception was so harsh?
There was a time I went to, we were working with the police, bridging the gap between the community and the police. When the corona ilikuwa imeanza, we were distributing masks with the police. And when I went to that station, there was a kid, a small kid, mvulana, a boy, and alikuwa like that. So now the kid does not know. Now the mother is crying. The police was like, sasa wewe mama unalia kwa sababu mtoto amefanywa hivi na vile. Sasa, and people are there. Then I just told the police no. Actually, I quarreled in that station till the OCS called me and took me away. The police were like, madam, no. If you tell me that way, and I came to you to help me, and you just like telling me that, how do you expect me to behave? What do you want me to do? Okay. So these people know.
Right.
Yeah.
Very true. And now, coming back to the government itself, you know, previously we've had the Ministry of Social, what does ministry, the name, I forgot, Margaret Kobia, she's the CS. She was speaking about issues about gender-based violence, and she gave a huge explanation of how COVID-19 has affected gender-based violence and the efforts they are doing to curb the increased number of cases. She gave a whole list of statistics on how the numbers are in different counties. Do you feel such reports they are coming out and giving us the statistics is helping us currently, and do we see efforts that is being made to reduce the cases?
The government depends mostly on us. Like I was saying when I was sharing the table with Mheshimiwa Cyrus Oguna, he told me like, we look up to you people because you are the people who are going to the mashinani. So wow, they expect like these CBOs should be there so that we can get back and give them the report. So if we don't do it, they're not going to do it because you always expect mtu mwenye ako hapo juu to know shida huku. I challenged Mheshimiwa, I told Mheshimiwa, how much is mask? Do you know what he told me? At 5 bob. I told Mheshimiwa mask is not 5 bob. Where? Ulisikia wapi? It's because you don't know the things that are happening there. And mask at that 10, by then it used to be 20 bob. It was early this year or whatever. It used to be 20 bob or so. So wewe unafikiria it's 5. That's why, you know, to them they're like, okay, mask. Someone can't have a mask. That's why they're putting much pressure, and the police are doing that under the pressure of their leaders. Lakini they don't know what is happening. Then I told him even that 5 bob mtu anaweza kosa that 5 bob. You never know. Okay. Yes. So the leaders depend on us down here. Sisi ndo tuende, ndo tukuje. We give them the report. And I told him, if you can even file for some money, for some funding, to get back to the community, and you wouldn't even get. Kitambo you get funding, kama hizo will apply the youth, whatever. Kitambo you get the funding, it's late. It will take some time. So I think hizo two texts out, they really need to work on that. But saying that they're doing it, no. Right.
Last week, there was a story that we covered in Mombasa with the feeder women speaking about issues about women out, and they also touched on gender-based violence, and they wanted full implementation, laws and policies about how to handle gender-based violence, creation of centers that can help these women, issues about taking the culprits to face the full force of the law. Do you feel, in terms of laws, legislations, and policies, are we up as a country?
Very poor, very poor, very poor, kabisa. Yeah, sasa kumekuwa na a lot of cases like kama the person who has done that, akona uwezo like. You see, now this case will have to be overthrown, surely.
Right.
How can you sue someone who has money and all that? And Kenya, we really need to work on corruption very much. So the factors that are making the legislation not to take place. Though, yeah, the thing was there and people proposing everything like that, but now working on that thing, implementing is really an issue in Kenya. We'll just talk because of the sake of the social media. At least you feel like the ministry is doing something like this, but not happening.
All right. For instance, now, supposing something happens to a woman somewhere that will anger the women, and they come out in the protest, you know, in the streets and talk about the thing, and it's said that you just talk a little bit together with those non-governmental organizations speaking about the thing, and once it's done, it's over. You maybe submit your petition to Parliament, submit your petition maybe in court, and it's over. Do you feel also these organizations, the likes of yours, are up in their task in terms of advocating for these issues?
Yeah, like I really love Haki Africa. I really love how they're working on things, how they're pursuing to know why this happened. You see, now we need such things. The legislation of everything, even when you China. By the way, I'm not for protesting because protesting brings more harm. Because hapo kutakuwa na some killing, kutakuwa na theft and all that. You'll just have to go to the right person, rather the right stakeholder, talk to that person. They will know how to go about it. Yes, so It's about these stakeholders of ours working with us, and even the ministry in charge or our leaders, they should know how it feels like being in such situation,
right.
Not being arrogant in everything.
Right. We'll be also looking at how Tabasamu operates, but you were mentioning to me that you operate in Mombasa and Taita Taveta.
Yeah.
Now, these are the coastal counties that we have in the country. And being in coast also, we've had cases of young girls maybe exposed to gender-based violence, having gone through this kind of situations. And it is said that there is that tendency of kumalizia mambo hapa hapa. Like you mentioned to me, like you find women being called, talking about that case, maybe the uncle raped the nephew, the niece there. Do you feel also there is need to have a candid discussion on how we handle issues about culture, traditions, beliefs, and our tribes?
Exactly. That no, okay, it's really affecting us. Like you're sticking, they say mila, you're sticking to that. Unajua, according to mila yetu, you're not supposed to be doing this. And right now, sisi tuko enlightened, tumekengeuka, they say. We don't have to get rooted to things which hurt us. Because we are every day by day, we are evolving. So, once, I think just these people need to be talked to. That's still sensitization and everything. We just need to talk to everyone in the community on how to do things. Forget about everything that was said, everything that was put, because it brings us more harm.
Very true. Right. And let's talk a little bit about parenting. You know, you find something has happened in the society, and maybe the girl has gone somewhere, she has been raped, and she comes back home pregnant, and it's about the mother not bringing up the girl in a way that's supposed to be brought up. Do we have issues about parenting here when handling GBV?
Yeah, sure. Like I said earlier, it depends. It also depends on how you're brought up. As for me, how my parents brought me up, rather my mother, because the mother is the one who is in charge of everything when raising a kid. So when you sit down, you see mothers and daughters need to be friends. Friends, like you need to bond with your mother, like that. So when you sit down with your kid and talk to the kid like it's this way and that way, I don't think if this kid akikosa pad, ataenda kuomba nani mtu wa bodaboda or something, or look for friends simply because she's afraid of talking to her mom, or rather something has happened again and she's afraid, like telling mommy, unajua so and so alinifuata akaniambia hivi. So when we raise our kids to such ways, at least there'll be that bonding and we'll be free with each other in talking. Yeah.
Right, very true. Ladies and gentlemen, that is what we are discussing this morning. Like you've heard from my guest, she's speaking boldly about issues of gender-based violence and how the society, the government itself can do in making sure that we stop these vices here. And now we want to talk about a little bit about Tabasamu in itself. What made you begin with this Tabasamu thing?
Okay, Tabasamu happened mysteriously. I remember there was a day, like I said, I sing. So there's a day, there was a certain concert.
You sing like sing or? Like
I sing. Singing ni singing moja tu.
Unajua kuna in Kiswahili wanasema kuna kuimba na kuna kuimba.
No, no, I sing.
Okay, we'll be coming back to singing, okay?
Yeah. So, and we were from that Kesha because our band ilikuanga kwa that event. So, in the morning, as you were walking now, taking a matatu back home, then there was this boy, street boy, came akachukua the sticks, the drums, the one then was like, Auntie, if you not help me today, no one is gonna help me. And hakuna Mungu. But I feel like you're supposed to help me. So I was like, I have nothing. I don't know I'm supposed to help this kid. Now, you at that time, siko job, so I have nothing. Then, akanambia, no, I don't have any cloth on. So I had a t-shirt for the event. I gave it to him. Akasema, no, you need to help me. At least I want to get to a place. I sit nini nini. So I told him, I gave him my number. I told him, call me. So we were like 5 people. And we teamed up and compare clothes. So there's a night he called me. No, the same day he told me, Wewe, you'll be a very big person and you'll be a CEO of something. Utakuwa boss mahali. So he said, like, I don't know what this is.
Street kid.
Yeah, street kid. Now, shindo sasa, what is he saying? So, and they called me in the night, boss, unalala and I'm here being rained on, tukutuku imenikanyaga, sijui nini nini. I told him, find your way coming to this place. I will pay your pikipiki in the morning or tuk-tuk, wherever. My parents had traveled. So the boy came, tukakaa naye hapa, was with my cousin, till when my parents came, and when we were trying to interrogate the kid, alikuwa ametoroka home because of some family issues again, like that, though he had no parents. Then I helped him the way he wanted. Then as he was leaving, he just told me, remember what I told you, the society needs you. That's what he told me, like, you have a big heart. So I didn't put it seriously until a day again, a kid, small kid in town was like, auntie, nataka apple, ninunulie apple. And you know in town when you buy apple, it's like you're buying for everyone, sasa. So I just took the kid, kaingia chicken in, I bought some nanu, I gave the kid, atoke peke yake ndo wengine wasikwange hapa. The kid akaniambia, auntie asante, utasaidia wengine kama mimi. So I felt like I'm for there. Now, the incident of being approached again with a certain kid, nasikia mtaani, of the amekuwa raped. Now I was like, no, I need to stand out for everything. So that's how it came about. I started like a joke with some few friends. Some left, new came, and we have been working on different issues, and it has grown by God's grace. Yeah.
Right. And the different issues that you address, in particularly dominantly girl-child's issue?
No, it's about drug things because it dominates Mombasa, but that is also part of our constitution.
Right.
Yeah.
And do you see yourself, your efforts and whatever you do inside Tabasamu bearing fruits out there? Do we see change?
Yes, a lot. Like I said, there's a girl from the slums. It happened, we were having that gender whatever sensitization last year, and the kid akanifata the girl. Then she opened up, and I took her to the right steps, the right stakeholders. Then when she went to a certain hospital for checkup and everything, the doctor come like, and I'm a fly juicy kusoma nje. Yeah. So the moment the moment I'm sharing out my story to the ladies, they feel like, oh, I can also get over this.
Right.
And they open up. Yeah, so a lot of things has happened. Change has been there. We've seen changes. We've gotten remarks from people. So
now, currently, in your line of duty and whatever you do you feel like there are some things that you're facing challenges, perhaps in Tabasamu?
Yeah, definitely funding is the thing.
Everyone
everywhere.
says that.
Yeah, funding. Yeah, funding, because at times.
Why is it normally a concern?
Yeah, because you cannot work on a zero budget. It's obvious. It's obvious you cannot work on a zero budget. So you try to apply for some funds, even from the government. And now, majorly, the thing that is helping us, we usually ask for funding from companies, depending on what we are doing. So tunaangalia the people who can come in, tunaandikia barua and we get funding, because the government, the loans pia unapata, the people in the offices, they don't just respond that fast. But waheshimiwa have been for us, wametusaidia sana in this journey.
Right. Now, in Mombasa, how large are you in Mombasa? Where can we find you,
Now we are at Nyali Hills there. That's where we are majorly. But hoping to move out somewhere, finding our own place, sasa. Yeah. Then Taita Taveta, I'm not that familiar with the place, but Taita Taveta is just around Voi town, near the Makingali or something. That's where we are based.
Right. Doing your thing.
I have a powerful team, by the way. Actually, nowadays I do nothing. I'm just given.
You're the CEO.
I don't like that. I don't like that. But I have a powerful team. Like, what are we gonna do? Someone comes up, nimesikia kitu fulani, let's do this and do that, and we work things out. Right.
Currently, which programs are you doing?
Currently, we have one sanitary drive for the the handicaps around town, walemavu, because people forget about that. That was due to one day while I was from shopping at A1, I saw mwanamke akiinuliwa hivi na the stain ilikuwa imebaki pale chini. So I felt like we are not doing it right. We only focusing on the street families. We are forgetting these people. Wakiomba 5 bob, huwezi jua anachangia pia pad. So we are having that coming soon. We are partnering with other organizations. Yeah.
Right.
And we shall come for your donations too as Boss TV.
No problem. We won't disappoint. and we've never disappointed.
Really?
And speaking about the girls now and issues about sanitary towels is something that has been there, and you making a plea to the government to try and also offer them for free.
Yeah.
How do we go about that?
The same way they're doing their budget for the whatever. They should, it's because the amount is just the same, 50 bob and 50 bob. Hata kama this 50 bob sawa is much, kuna the ones zinatengenezwa zinashonwa. If they're able to do masks around, I don't know, millions of masks, you see, they can do this thing. They can be there even if you tell, when you put them there, maximum ikwange moja moja picking, or maybe they feel like ladies watakuwa wanachukua mingi mingi. But they can have programs like, occasionally we need to be visiting these ladies of ours mashinani, pengine kila mwezi ama after 3 months or so. At least inapunguza hivyo tu.
Right.
Yes.
I get your point. Maybe I see it like you're telling me like the government is not seriously in handling about things about sanitary towels. Is it so?
Yes. Kwa sababu now it's like una to push, we have sex sana kuliko kuangalia how we ladies can do it. Hata kama they're not gonna buy that much, but at least kukwange na hizo mara moja moja they just come to nani. Ama pia they just look on how they handle matters. Kama sisi when we are doing the application za kufund, kwa sababu tunajua kuna this need. And ikwange tu inasaidianga hivyo, but now doing these other things sana mazee, no. It's a no for me, mazee.
No for you?
No.
Right. No. So they should at least make sure they also look into that matter.
Yes. Our women reps, our whatever, our wanawake, of course they know that feeling. They know how it feels being a woman. But now, lazima wapeleke hizi vituko, tuangalie mpangilio na how to do things.
Are our women leaders now, the reason also you brought that topic, that point, do you feel also the women leaders sleeping on issues about girl child and they do too much politics around here?
Because hawaelewi sana when you look at the nani of the women rep thing, iliekwa pale so that she can take our pleas out there kama mwanamke. It was put there so that because she knows what we pass, what we undergo. So yeah, those people are not working. Rather than, like there was a time we saw Esther Passaris, like when she was doing some donation and the packaging was branded her photo. That is money. Why should you brand, yet you can use that money doing something else?
Okay.
Yes, like we are not just focusing on the major things. Sisi tunafanya too because money is there. I just feel like these people maybe wanted just some seat and not really working for the society. I don't know why.
We have entities, organizations, CBOs like yours, you know, youth programs and youth who come together, form a formation to try and address issues in the society. Do you feel also youths are now beginning to come up together and discuss issues that affect the society, you know, in one or another, or do you feel also bado wanalalia masikio?
Through wale ambao feel like they've seen it, that's how they enlighten the others. And mostly, like what we do, like there's a time we were going kwa the drug addicts and having just that talk with them, like kigeto thing, so that you can and share things out, evo. So wale ambao kidogo they feel like they have some knowledge about everything, they just talk and share it out in a friendly way, and they sort things out. Pengine kama they feel kuna any problem ama any issue to be addressed now, they can come to easy sasa nani wengine sasa hawa juju sasa now to handle everything.
Right. You've mentioned to us that you sing. Definitely you'll have to be singing at the end of the show. But coming back to the point of gender-based violence, do you feel also that we can also use art in addressing issues about gender-based violence?
We can also use that?
We can use art like artists, you know?
Oh yeah. Yes. Like the likes of Sheila Sheldon, you know about her? Yeah, Sheila Sheldon does that. Like whatever inamkujia she draws, and when you look at the portrait, you can get the information there. Yeah, it's easy because we are different in grasping things or digesting things. Hata kuna those who are deaf who cannot hear, so art can be used. At least they understand and all that. Yeah. And someone cannot talk but can express him or herself through the art.
Right.
Yeah.
Is your singing part of Tabasamu?
No, that's a different thing about me. I'm a cocktail of characters, by the way. Yeah.
Right. Cocktail of character. I like how my cameraman is smiling.
Yeah, I'm a cocktail of characters.
If somebody isn't so much interested in joining and being part of Tabasamu, where can they find you, your social media handles?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Social media handles, the Rejesha Tabasamu Mombasa. That is everywhere.
Tabasamu, the smile one, or which one?
Tabasamu, the smile one. Is there a different Tabasamu maybe?
No, I'm trying to figure out how you came about that name.
Rejesha Tabasamu. Rejesha Tabasamu, that it means before someone facing a challenge, alikuwa akismile.
Right.
Now, a smile tena. Now we want to restore that smile. That's the thing, yeah. Because hata when you're kwa street, the boy like there, so alikuwa na home. But now, this and this happened. So now we are restoring the smile back. Majorly Mombasa, initially Mombasa used to be good before even it was categorized as the leading in the drug thing.
Right.
So now we want to restore that shining Mombasa. So it's Rejesha Tabasamu Mombasa everywhere, and that is Instagram, YouTube, everywhere, and then Rejesha Tabasamu Taita Taveta.
Where do you see yourself as Rejesha Tabasamu in the next few years?
Being an NGO, being wide, just being a big thing, and I believe we are going there in a very short period, yeah? So being a big thing and helping people not only Kenya, but outside via Kenya. If we can get to the level of UN or wherever, but we're just going to be that big thing.
And you solidly looking forward to that?
Yes, I trust my team very much.
We have organizations that have come on board. They begin 1 year, 2 years, months, and it's inakufa tu mara hiyo hiyo.
Yes.
How do you get to keep going?
It's a challenge. I tell you, I cry. I sit alone in my room. I cry.
For what?
You feel, now you're the leader there, and you've got your issues, you've got anger. Now you don't need to show all these stuffs because people are looking. They're looking at you. Asa you're there. Sasa vile mimi nimezoea kushout, huyu amenifanya hivi na ninyamaze. So you cry, alafu, like it reached a time, my friends, the ones we started with, were just like pulling out because, when you're the visionary, you're the one seeing where you're going.
Right.
Now wengine they're just that force pushing you up there. So people are going, members, they collide, cases, whatever. Now it's really hard. It needs you to just focus, put your head high and know what you want. Yes.
Right.
But it's difficult.
Very difficult.
Yeah, we are just done from Mombasa. We are 3 years old. Actually, on third anniversary was around 15th July. Third anniversary.
Right. Good. And of course, we must commend your job you're doing out there in trying to bring back issues about this. And last but not least, there are people who do not find time to discuss matters of society. They don't want to come together. Mtu anasema kwamba afadhali nipambane na hali yangu. Like for instance, somebody will ask how has Tabasamu even benefited you? You in your capacity as the founder and the CEO there. First and foremost, do you earn from it?
Somehow, but not majorly.
I like how you said
kuna time maybe you might take an issue to a certain office and they're like, this is yours, like in your group, but we don't share the money. We put the money to the account. We don't. Because you're working on some project that is supposed to happen that can help youth for society.
Right.
So our benefit is intangible. Our benefit is, as much as we see a smile on your face, that's all.
So it pays and it's something good to venture into?
What?
The society, speaking about issues about the society, is something good to venture into. The youths can look to join.
Yeah, you can join if you want to, but don't focus on money thing. If that's your aim and feeling like, money will just come, this and that, no, you won't help the society. Rather, you'll be greed.
Right, true.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you so much for coming. Are you going to sing?
No, I'm not going to sing.
Even a single chorus? No,
I'm not gonna sing. No, not today. Maybe some other time. When maybe I'll be coming as that sector. But today it was official matters only. I'm sorry.
I like how you artists behave sometimes. You pretend not knowing how to sing, particularly in different. An artist is supposed to be singing any time you're told to sing, even in the middle of the night.
Yes, but it depends on the talk. So how am I singing and someone ako hapa naumia, how am I singing?
Unazoambia moja ni fahari yetu. Navumilia kuwa Mkenya. That's what man.
What is that? I'm not gonna sing.
All right, thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, we've come to the end of our discussion this morning, and I do believe you've grasped a few of the details concerning gender-based violence, how you can juggle it out going forward, and so much has been spoken, so much plea has been given to the government, to the society itself, to the different organizations to try and help the girl child. And you out there also, you have a role to play in one way or another. If you cannot assist in giving out your money, then you can assist to be a watchdog. You can assist to be also somebody who prays for young girls, talk to them. You know, it's not about just money or donating anything. But of course, that is what we were discussing this morning. And on that note, I'd like to bring this into a wrap. Thank you so much for your time as well. All those who had to give their thoughts and feedback, I'll be looking at it much later. But also I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to everyone who made this program a success today. Let's do this again tomorrow. Same time, same place. Goodbye. Have yourself a nice day. My name is Shadrack Ogega.